How does divine ownership impact Christian generosity? Imagine holding something in your hands, only to realize it doesn't truly belong to you. That's the core idea behind divine ownership. Everything in creation, people, possessions, money, even the earth, belongs to God. This means that Christians aren't the real owners of their resources. Instead, they are managers or stewards entrusted with what belongs to God. When we understand this, it changes how we see giving and sharing. Knowing that God owns all things shifts our mindset from thinking, "This is mine," to "How can I manage what God has given me?" It encourages us to handle our finances responsibly, not just for personal comfort, but to honor God and help others. Giving becomes an act of obedience and trust because we recognize that what we give away isn't lost. It's used by God for His purposes. Divine ownership also makes generosity more than just a kind gesture. It becomes a spiritual response to God's love and provision. When believers see their resources as on loan from God, giving reflects His character, loving, sacrificial, and selfless. Christians give because they understand that their money and possessions are tools to serve God's kingdom and bless others. This principle also promotes gratitude and contentment. When we realize that everything we have belongs to God, worries about losing possessions fade. We learn to trust God's provision and become more open-handed in our giving. It's easier to share when we see our resources as part of God's plan, not just our own. Practically, embracing divine ownership means viewing your finances as tools for God's work. It encourages giving cheerfully and regularly, whether through tithing, supporting ministries, or helping those in need. It also means practicing good stewardship, budgeting wisely, planning giving, and supporting causes that align with biblical values. When we see ourselves as managers, not owners, our hearts become more grateful. We stop materialism from controlling us and start trusting God's provision. This perspective makes Christian generosity a joyful act rooted in faith, love, and trust in God's care. It reminds us that our resources are part of God's plan, and using them wisely honors Him and blesses others. This understanding forms a strong biblical foundation for managing money in a way that reflects God's ownership and His purposes.